partner Inox.
This is TV18 and you're watching CNBC TV18.
Presented by National Stock Exchange.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.
NSE Financial Quest, a joint initiative between the National Stock Exchange and CNBC TV18, is one of India's biggest inter-school financial quiz competition organized for students from classes 8, 9 and 10 across India. This marvelous initiative traverses across the length and breadth of the country to find India's best brains with tremendous financial knowledge. The initiative was brought to fore 3 years ago on a national platform. The team from NSE lets us in on the insider story. After 3 breathtaking seasons, NSE Financial Quest is back to continue its hunt to find and harness students with colossal financial acumen. But before we find out what's in store for season 4 of this quiz show, let's meet the core team that has led this initiative to grow from strength to strength.
When you talk about youth of India, today of our total population, almost 37% of the population is so-called youth. When I say youth, this is the demography of people who are in the age bracket of 15 years to 35 years. That means from today next 5 years, this is the community which actually is going to generate a lot of productive assets and productive income for themselves. Linked with those productive income, they will have a lot of money available at their disposal for their sound savings and investments. It is important that all these youth in this community has a good understanding about how the markets behave, what kind of different options for investments are available today in India, what kind of risk and return profile is available, what are the different company performances. Because if one understands all these aspects, then I think investment decisions not only becomes easy, but they also become very sound. And in terms of wealth creation, in terms of managing the money, these are the important things which comes very handy to an investor. So we believe at NSE that this is the community next 5 years or 7 years is going to largely determine how the capital markets will grow in India, and all our efforts therefore are towards educating this group of people.
The Indian investor directly participates into the market. He takes his own investment decisions. He takes his own allocation decisions amongst the very different class of financial assets. NSE believes that investors should be adequately empowered to take these decisions, and that empower can come only through investor awareness and education. That's the reason why NSE believes that it has to spread the knowledge of investment decision making, and that excites me a lot.
NSE Financial Quest is unlike any other quiz show where teams participate to win money. NSE FQ aims at making the future of India financially sound while also inculcating the habit of saving money at an early age among the youth. This has also enabled the platform to successfully sow the seeds of finance and help the youth reap its benefits in the future.
The biggest hassle is most of them thought, quiz or any show like this, people always kind of equated with physics, mathematics or some academic subjects. People never thought there could be a quiz on finance, and most of them told us that 8th and 9th and 10th, what are you talking? Why would they know anything about finance anyway? Why would you be bothered, and why would they be bothered about a quiz on finance? So initially there was a lot of skepticism when we reached out to colleges and the principals and headmasters. They said, well, physics Olympiad is fine or mathematics Olympiad is fine. What finance? Why would my kids be bothered? So that kind of initial skepticism was there.
During the last 3 seasons, NSE Financial Quest had over 500 teams participating from over 15 cities across India. As NSE Financial Quest gains momentum over time, the quiz has become a pedestal for many more schools to participate on a regional and national level. The team behind NSE Financial Quest has over the years hit new benchmarks.
There should be knowledge of finance to every young citizen and the future of India. As finance like investments and loans, if we know that, we will be more secure, we will not fall into breaches and all.
I feel that knowing about finances is one of the very important things in life because, well, there are quite a lot of risks in finance. You need to know how to manage them very well. Otherwise, well, you can't just have a bag of gold which you keep in your account. Like, you have to do something with it. You need to invest so that your money can grow.
I think it is important because as the generation, in this generation, people are earning a lot of money and it needs to be saved properly and kept in a proper place and proper way. So I think this is really helpful for people like us to know.
You know about finance, you can talk with people, you know about it. You can it helps in the future.
It helps us in savings and also we can plan about our finance and money in the future.
Well, I believe it's important because in today's generation we are not much knowing about these finance terms. So in my view, these things are important for creating awareness and for having a good handy experience on finance.
These things are very much important for in our lives.
We should know about everything. It's not about having a knowledge of any particular area. It's necessary to have a knowledge on everything. And besides, when we grow up, we should know what finance is all about. We cannot be reliable on anyone to get our work done. We should know what finance is because it's going to help us in future.
It's been brilliant. We are glad that NSE is providing such a platform to school students for developing financial literacy.
Yeah, actually, the experience was quite good because we learnt a lot of things about finance, which is quite an important subject in our life.
Coming up after the break, we show you the transition of finance to funance. Stay tuned.
Understand the credit policy's impact on the nation's GDP and inflation, as well as your balance sheets, savings and EMIs.
Join me, Lata Venkatesh, as I get you the hits and misses of the governor's policy. Decode the fine print and between the lines message.
RP Sanjeev Goenka Group presents the RBI credit policy at these times, only on CNBC TV 18.
Presented by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies.
ये बुक कैसी रहेगी?
नई गाड़ी है।
अरे ये तो हमारे जैसे लग रहे हैं ना।
आलीशान घर, वर्ल्ड टूर, बच्चे और शानदार रिटायरमेंट।
ये स्टोरी तो काफी खुशियों से भरी लगती है, बिल्कुल वेकेशन जैसी। काफी लंबी छुट्टी लगती है।
हाँ, यही कोई 35-40 साल।
मिस्टर हस्बैंड, आने वाले कल के बारे में तो सोच लिया?
आज का लास्ट पेज पे है ना।
जब लंबी लाइफ वेल प्लान्ड हो तो कल खूबसूरत होना ही है। इसीलिए प्रोटेक्शन, सेविंग्स और इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान्स फ्रॉम एक्साइड लाइफ इंश्योरेंस।
The government of Madhya Pradesh is back with the Global Investors Summit 2014, an event showcasing the best that Madhya Pradesh has to offer to national and international companies.
लोग पूरे विश्वास के साथ भारत में अब निवेश करने आना चाहते हैं और इस बदले हुए माहौल का निश्चित तौर पर मध्य प्रदेश को बहुत लाभ मिलेगा।
At these times, only on CNBC TV 18. Presented by Government of Madhya Pradesh.
Innovation is the key to business success. It is what differentiates the market leaders from the rest. Presenting the world's 100 most innovative companies. The latest issue of Forbes India out on stands now.
We're entering our teens. As Young Turk celebrates its 13th anniversary, we've got a brand new series lined up for you. On Big League, catch the companies that are on the cusp of a breakout, intrepid entrepreneurs who are doing things off the beaten path. And on YT Mentor, we bring students and early stage startups face to face with some of India's most successful entrepreneurs. Catch a brand new series of Young Turks at 13 at these times only on CNBC TV 18.
प्लेन का दरवाजा बंद, सफर एंड सफरिंग हो गया है शुरू। कोई करेगा लव तो कोई करेगा हिट, नहीं करना पड़ेगा वेट क्योंकि टेक ऑफ हो चुका है बिग बॉस सीजन 8।
Snapdeal.com presents Big Boss powered by Oppo smartphone हर रात 9 बजे सिर्फ कलर्स पर।
आज अपना सेविंग्स अकाउंट खुलवा लेना।
आज बैंक जाने का टाइम नहीं है।
ठीक है तो बैंक घर आ जाए।
अच्छा।
नमस्ते, मैं नेहा यूनियन बैंक ऑफ इंडिया से आपका सेविंग्स अकाउंट खुलवाने आई हूँ। आपका एड्रेस प्रूफ, बस समझे आपका अकाउंट खुल गया।
अच्छा।
यूनियन बैंक की टैबुलस बैंकिंग सेवा अपनाने के लिए हमें इस नंबर पर मिस्ड कॉल करें। यूनियन बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, अच्छे लोग, अच्छा बैंक।
The National Stock Exchange has triumphantly managed to set new bars in the country's education system by introducing finance in academics, thus ensuring that financial knowledge is imbibed at an earlier age in schools.
Some of them have really studied finance in a lot more detail than we ever thought they would do. As I said, some of the questions, the answers which they have come out with are absolutely mind-boggling. So that means they are actually putting their effort in understanding the concept. It's not just mugging up something and then coming out with an answer. So they've actually understood the concepts. They're able to relate different areas of because the questions themselves are not run-of-the-mill kind of questions. They require people to think, connect multiple areas to come out with an answer. So that kind of complexity which we have built in some of the questions has made kids to really study the finance subject in a lot more detail than otherwise they would have done with any other subject. So we think actually we have created a nice ecosystem to foster the knowledge, at least quest for finance knowledge.
But the show is not all boring and numbers. To make the learning experience fun, the format of a quiz was put to place.
3 years back when we started looking at how do we engage. I mean, as I said, we already have some engagements with school boards, and a very formalized kind of an engagement which we had. We were looking at a fun way of reaching out. Most kids, it's not easy to engage the attention of kids unless there is some fun quotient in that. So we were looking at various options of reaching out. There were various ideas which were thrown at. Quiz looked the best way to really reach out, create excitement around that. There could be elocutions, there could be essay writing competitions, but we thought quiz is the way to really engage the attention and possibly sustain the attention. And it actually inherently quizzes propel people to acquire more and more knowledge. So, and then when you make it a fun-based learning and then create a TV-based kind of where people are able to really see themselves on the television, so that really enhances the whole experience multifold. That's when we thought, we should actually go this route, and this is the first financial quiz on television in India as such. And we reached out to various schools. We have internally debated for some time on this particular concept. Over a period, we thought this is the way to really go forward, and then we have put the entire infrastructure around this particular event. And last years, we have seen fantastic response from the kids and the schools and the parents across the country.
The journey of NSE Financial Quest has been a fascinating one, with new teams participating every year. The initiative has fairly touched the lives of many aspiring young kids who want to make it big in the world of finance.
So over a period, we have realized and we made a few changes in the way we have conducted the program, and from the acceptance level, now the colleges and the schools particularly, they are really open to this kind of intervention which we are doing. It's not just the quiz which we do. Quiz is a culmination of other activities which we do. We do multiple interventions at the school level involving large number of population other than kids who are participating in this particular quiz as such. So we are actually trying to get them to realize the importance of finance. Again, as I said, the whole idea is to create an awareness of finance and how it is relevant for their lives, how it is relevant for themselves to know more about finance, to stabilize their lives and then build their finances, their overall wealth. So we think over a period we've learned quite a bit, and that is showing up in the success of the program.
If a shilling in Australia
India.
Every year, each city has something new to offer on NSE FQ.
It's lira, literally lira.
Sure. Put your hands together. +10. Granted to
Students from various cities emerge out of their shells and show off their hidden financial talent.
Employment stock options.
That is +5. Good one on getting that right, ladies. NSE's Financial Quest is, I guess, one of those unique platforms that both CNBC and the National Stock Exchange have come together to create for kids that is not available today. It's such an interesting journey, especially the journey in itself, because every city you go to, kids are eager, because today they understand the importance of finance in their own lives, and they believe that they need to know. It's more like it's not even the other way around. It's not being pushed across to them. They also want to imbibe the whole idea, and because of which the event or the platform as such has a smooth flow to it. It's not alien to the ones taking part, because they are there because they know what the event is all about, and considering 3 seasons are already up with it, they enjoy themselves. And even if you look at maybe sometime if there's a post cut, beyond what happens during the shoot, you will see that they are actually enjoying themselves on stage. There's no longer the fear. Maybe season 2 was they were scared. They didn't know what this is all about. But season 3, they've come into their own. They are beginning to enjoy the whole experience. So overall, I think it's a brilliant platform for them to work with.
Since its inception, NSE Financial Quest has undergone a lot of change to keep up with the changing times. From the quiz master to the rounds, to introducing the preliminary round, which gives more schools an opportunity to partake in the competition. The show today is truly more youthful and attracts the younger generation of the country.
It's a +5 for you. +5 on you. Season 4 is definitely going to be different. We've used a very interesting software that we've been using for a while, which was crossword. Season 1, 2, 3 had the crossword. This time we're thinking of doing away with the crossword. We're going to have a lot more exciting rounds which make them want to think on their feet. It's not only about knowing the answer, not only about studying would be a wrong option for it, but maybe working things out. We want them to work things out. Answer perhaps would be on screen, but they'll need to figure it out. It's more about figuring out, it's more about using your intelligence than just mugging up for a quiz. We do not want them to mug up for a quiz. So season 4's new formats there's going to be a lot more pace. You need to think on your feet, and you need to be prepared for it, of course. That's the basic part of season 4. When there is a set pattern saying you're going to only invite 8 or 10 schools to the stage, and you don't know what the level or the caliber of the kids would be. But given this new format where there's going to be a preliminary round in the first space, and they'd fight it out against each other on a common platform before they qualify on stage as top 6 or top 8, whatever we decide on, it is going to be the creme de la creme from that city. It's no longer going to be on invitation basis. So that itself makes it a lot more interesting and challenging, because the challenge is going to be I need to cross one level and then fight it out on the second level. I'm no longer invited onto the second level. So that challenge brings about completely newer dimension to the quiz. The last 3 seasons have had a very standardized pattern of scoring, and this year I think we are going to bring in a change, at least in terms of numbers and points. We've always had the 10s and the 15s for the right points, and -5s and the -10s as the negatives. This year it's going to be 150. Even if a child manages to score a single question, it still looks nice on the scoreboard, which is 100 points to get. And the challenge becomes such that it's almost like playing for a century in cricket, right? So considering we are such a cricket crazy nation, I need to have that century to at least get onto the scoreboard. It's no longer my 10s and 20s that will matter. I need to cross the century line. So this year it's going to be all 100s and 50s that we're sticking to. So it psychologically just helps them play better. So that's the idea.
Coming up after the break, we tell you about the roadmap ahead for the upcoming season.
Presented by US Polo, ASSN, the genuine spirit of polo, in association with Zebronics Speakers.
RGF Executive Search presents Japan Expanding Business Horizons in India. Watch luminaries from the world of business talk about the Indo-Japan future.
Choose
market, huge demand coming from India.
I have not been this optimistic for this relationship.
Important differentiator of what made Japan successful is technology and is aggressiveness.
At these times.
Presented by RGF Executive Search.
India's and Asia's largest gear manufacturer, Elecon, gearing the future.
Madhya Pradesh, heart of India, now the center of gravity for investment.
ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर समिट में आइए, आपका हार्दिक स्वागत है।
आज कानपुर में 4 हाईवेज हैं, एक प्रपोज्ड हाईवे है, तो वो एक तरह से दिल्ली, बिहार, ऑल ओवर यूपी, कलकत्ता सबसे कनेक्टेड है। ऑलरेडी इंडस्ट्रीज और मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर डेवलप्ड है, सिर्फ आपको उसको पुश देने की जरूरत है। फ्यूचर में मुझे लगता है कानपुर सिर्फ यूपी का ही नहीं, पूरे इंडिया का एक इंडस्ट्रियल हब बन सकता है।
Presented by Omax, turning dreams into reality. With barely any time left, it's time for participants to gear up for the latest season of NSE Financial Quest. In its 4th edition, participants can look forward to more enthralling rounds and lots more participation, as the quest to name India's national champions will also include newer cities in the running.
We are waiting for the next season to start.
Obviously, metros already have various quiz programs, and people are used to really looking at it. That is one basic. I mean, is not the clincher per se. We always wanted to reach out to the smaller cities and towns, and the requirement of financial knowledge. What happens in the larger cities, there is a lot of noise which percolates anyway. People do get the sense of what exactly is happening. But in tier 2, tier 3 cities, that kind of an environment is not available. So that's where we thought we should start there. And in fact, time permits and the infrastructure permits, we should actually be able to go down even to smaller cities. But we thought this is the catchment area where we should focus on and create the excitement around that. The opportunities available in these tier 2, tier 3 cities are relatively low, and they will be able to hook on to something like this much more easily and possibly gain the knowledge, and they will be brand ambassadors for the finance knowledge in those cities, and possibly that will kind of multiply and then reach to a larger section of population. They will be talking to their friends, they will be talking to their parents, relatives. So idea is to kind of push it and include, bring in more and more people from the smaller cities into the main fold of finance.
A show of such grand magnitude is not the only initiative the National Stock Exchange has planned for the youth. Apart from the quiz show, they also run workshops in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities to imbibe financial literacy among the kids belonging to these regions.
We have been engaging at the school level and the secondary schools, higher secondary schools, universities and professional skill-based programs. We have programs in class 8th and 9th where we teach basics of financial literacy as such. And we have been running a program with the Tamil Nadu State Board for the last 5 years. More than about 23 lakh students have gone through this basic financial literacy. The same experiment is being repeated in various states now. We have this year we have started pilots in Assam, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Nagaland, and we are talking to multiple other states. The idea is to ensure that basics of savings and how to what instruments are available, what is bank, what is interest, what is compounding interest, what is inflation, how the interest is going to, the inflation is going to eat into the interest. All those concepts are being taught. This will help the students first as they grow up. When they start earning money, they will be able to utilize this understanding to manage their money more efficiently. Second, if they want to take up a career in finance, they will be able to really go into the right streams and gain right skills so that they will be able to be of great help to the entire financial industry as such.
With 3 successive years in its kitty, the series has made a dent in the scope of financial literacy among school students of India. And the team plans on taking this tradition forward in the years to come.
Most of them were turned around and we have seen fantastic response, and we were amazed by the kind of knowledge some of these kids have displayed in answering the questions which finance pros themselves would have found it exceedingly difficult to answer. They could possibly connect some of those difficult questions and come out with fantastic answers. So we are really satisfied with the way it evolved in the last 4 years. It's fantastic actually.
With the anticipation surrounding NSE FQ Season 4, the excitement is surely building up. The upcoming season promises you a quiz series imparting financial gyan with just the right amount of entertainment. Watch Quizmaster Lloyd Saldana quizzing the future stalwarts of India's financial world only on NSE Financial Quest Season 4. Coming soon on CNBC TV 18.
Hello and a warm welcome to NSE Financial Quest.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.
Presented by National Stock Exchange.
ICICI Lombard and CNBC TV 18 present the India Healthcare Awards 2014. Nominate your hospital today.
Presented by ICICI Lombard Health Insurance. Journal partner, The Indian Practitioner. Exclusive media partner, Medgate. Magazine partner, Drug Today Medical Times. And Healthcare Executive. On-ground partner, Inox.
HP, India's #1